Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a Netflix film based on the play by August Wilson. It's directed by George C. Wolfe, who's directed The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, You're Not You, and Nights in Rodanthe. The movie stars Viola Davis as the title character and Chadwick Boseman as Levy, a younger member of her band who plays the trumpet, who has big dreams and a dark past. He wants to start his own band and play Ma Rainey songs his own way, but this goes against what Ma Rainey wants, since she wants to play her way. The heat in the city only adds to the tension rising in the studio. I thought this movie was great. It shows how even people who are wealthy and have a good career going, like Ma Rainey, even they had to deal with racism back then. But this movie was specifically about African American artists' talent being exploited. When I saw at the end of the movie that Ma Rainey, for example, was a real artist, a real blues musician from the 20s, then I started doing some research and found out that she was known as the mother of blues. I also learned that the movie was based off the play Ma Rainey's Black Bottom by August Wilson, who's an American playwright. The play came out in 1982. August Wilson has had some of his other plays be adapted into movies, like The Piano Lesson and Fences. After finding out that the movie was based off a play, thinking back to it, I can see where some of the scenes, for example, a couple of the monologues, would be really good seeing the live performance on stage. I thought the setting seemed really confined too. I felt that the practice room was really confined and the studio space. They were only in those two rooms mostly, unless they were outside on the street. I think this added to the movie and acted as symbolism towards the fact that African American people back then, especially, didn't have many places to go and were kind of confined to what they could do. There's also a scene in the movie where a character's trying to open a jammed door, and what they see on the other side of that door adds to the theme of feeling trapped. This movie reminded me a lot of the movie A Raisin in the Sun, which also happens to be based off of a play. I thought the character Walter from Raisin in the Sun and Levy from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom especially were very similar. I thought they both had big dreams, but they both also dealt with racism. I thought that Ruth, Walter's wife, was much like the members of the band that Levy was talking to in the practice room. I thought both Ruth and the band members were always there to try to ground Levy and ground Walter. Levy also reminded me of Gatsby from The Great Gatsby. So did Ma Rainey. Both Ma Rainey, Levy, and The Great Gatsby worked hard to get where they are, and people gave them the impression that they liked them, but they only liked them for what they could offer and not for who they were. Fortunately, Ma Rainey noticed this, so it could come off in the movie that she's cocky, but she just knows that the people around her that she has to deal with in the business, she's been in the game long enough to understand that the people around her don't care about her. I watched the Golden Globes and was happy to see that Viola Davis was nominated for a Golden Globe for her role in this movie, and Chadwick Boseman won a Golden Globe. I recently heard that Chadwick Boseman has been nominated for an Oscar for his role in this movie. I think that his critical recognition is well deserved, and although there's a great cast in this movie, especially Viola Davis, I think it's Chadwick Boseman's performance that makes this movie as great as it is. As the character Levy, he shows a full range of emotion from his charm to his rage. Personally, my favorite scene from the movie is when they're in the recording studio and they had just finished the first full run-through of the song Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I'm gonna give Ma Rainey's Black Bottom a thumbs up. This movie has historical significance, heavy yet interesting themes, and a fantastic performance from Chadwick Boseman, making this a movie that you should definitely check out.